If you're looking for some RC fun on a bit of a budget, you really can't go wrong with the micro RC helicopters from RC Era and Razordon. We've reviewed a few of these helicopters here on the channel before and have had some pretty good success with them. So when they wanted to send out their new UH-1 Huey, I jumped on the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this thing a little bit and getting it out for its first flight and seeing what it's all about. Welcome to Hangar 14 RC. My name is Alex. Let's go ahead and dive into this little RC Huey. So right out of the box, this thing pretty much comes ready to go. Just clip in some of the horizontal stabilizers, I guess you could call them, in the rear. And then if you want to mount the optional gun pods, you can do that with a few of the included screws. But outside of that, this thing comes out of the box ready to rip with everything that you need. It comes with the included radio. This just powers up by 4 AA batteries. The battery for this is just a little clip-in battery. This charges with USB-C. It makes it really nice, makes it really easy. Pops in to the underside here, and then you can get some additional batteries if you want. There are options to get 2, 3, and I believe 4 batteries if you want to fly this thing pretty consistently. Overall though, checking all the boxes from some of the RC Era helicopters that we've reviewed in the past. Pretty scale and accurate rotor head on here. Of course, the details throughout the helicopter look absolutely incredible, especially for an RC helicopter of this size. And then of course, all of the stuff on the inside that truly matters. These are very, very beginner friendly helicopters, which is awesome. If you've flown some camera drones or something like that before, very similar controls. That does have a type of collective to keep things scale and keep things pretty maneuverable, but it's not gonna let you get into too much trouble. This helicopter is equipped with some gyro stabilization as well. The optical flow sensor is pretty common on a lot of these little RC helicopters. It helps keep things steady, helps keep things level, and it also helps battle against some wind if you're flying out in a little bit of windy conditions. I wouldn't recommend flying this in anything over probably like 10 miles an hour or anything like that. They can get away from you pretty quick. But on some nice calm days, take it out to the backyard, maybe your local park. These things are a ton of fun to go rip around with. But all that's super cool and everything, but how does it fly? Well, enough yapping, let's go flying. Let's go see how this thing does. All right, so we have an absolutely beautiful afternoon to go ahead and get this thing up for the first flight. It is dead calm out here, which you couldn't ask for a better afternoon to go flying. So let's go ahead and get this thing powered up here. It's very simple. We're gonna go ahead and turn our transmitter on first, and then holding the battery button under here. It's gonna beep. We're gonna go ahead and set this thing down. Now, just like all the other RC Era helicopters that we've had before, you just wanna make sure that it's bound and initiated. Simply just go up on the throttle stick, down on the throttle stick. It'll confirm, lights go solid, ready to take off. Now, to initiate everything, start up the rotors and the motors, pull both sticks down and out. And she fires right up. Now, we do have an auto takeoff button on here, so we're gonna go ahead and hit that. And there she goes. Let's go out here a little bit. So with absolutely zero wind out here, this thing is rock steady. Again, this has the optical flow, a gyro stabilization in it, seems to be doing a really good job. And we do have this on the speed 1 setting right now, just kind of getting a good look at everything, seeing how she handles. And just like the other helicopters that we've had, handling absolutely fantastic. This thing looks really cool. Again, speed 1 setting, really big rotors on this one compared to some of the other ones. Is the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the box is that the main rotor blades on this look massive, and they look really cool. You got the stripes on the top there. You can kind of see it when the sun hits it. I gotta say, this thing is insanely steady. Probably like, I don't know if it's just because it may be the nicest day that we've had out here so far, but compared to a couple of the other ones that we've had, definitely the most stable one that we've had. So let's go ahead, see if we can kick this thing up a little bit, get some speed behind it. Love the look of the UH-1. It's such a cool helicopter. Again, we got the gun pods on the side there. Pretty multi-use helicopter back when it is being used. This thing is Really cool. All right, let's go ahead and kick up the speed here. So we have the speed adjustment on the radio. We're gonna click it up to speed 2. And this should essentially just open up a little bit more control on the helicopter. So allowing those blades to move just a little bit more so we get some more authority out of it. As we can see, picks up that forward speed quite a bit. Not changing the speed of the motor at all. The speed of the motor on these are gonna be constant. All that's changing is the pitch of the blades. So that was speed 2. Let's go ahead and crank her up to speed 3. This is our full speed here. And this thing actually gets moving pretty good. This thing flies incredible, super solid. What I did notice right out of the gate too is when you come to a stop here, sometimes these helicopters will have a tendency to like really pitch back to like kind of hold themselves in place. This one doesn't seem to be trying to over control itself as much. It's a lot more smooth on the sticks, it feels like. And I really, really like how this is handling. All right, so looking into this helicopter a little bit more, I've found that it does have a pretty unique function to it, and that is this helicopter can fly inverted. It's not really advertised anywhere, at least as much as I've seen, but from what I've seen, it can fly inverted, and it does it pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a shot here. We're gonna get this a little bit of altitude. And from what I understand, if we click up on what would be the throttle trim and then immediately go to the right on the stick, it will flip inverted for us. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Okay, all right. So it's true, it does do it. I don't know why you would want a Huey to do this, but it's flying inverted right now. That is absolutely insane. And it's doing it really, really well. So typically when you fly a helicopter inverted, everything goes inverted for you, the controls. It gets really backwards. But with this one, it's keeping the controls as if the helicopter were upright. So allowing you to fly this thing upside down like an absolute pro. We could probably, I wanna see if I can just touch the grass. Just a little trim. I don't want to push it too far. But the ability to just, I'm gonna go ahead and fly this helicopter around inverted like this. If you were to do this with just a normal like 3D RC helicopter, you would have to practice a good amount. But the fact that I can just flip a couple buttons on here and fly this upside down like anything else is absolutely insane. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing back upright. But that is crazy. That is such a cool feature. There we go. And the same clicks there up on that throttle trim essentially, and then to the right on the right stick, and you're back upright. That is such a wild feature. I can't get over that. That is so freaking cool. Upside down UH-1. Well, honestly, for some reason, it flies so good inverted, like it's not even, it's like it doesn't even recognize that it's upside down. That's so crazy. By far, one of the best micro helis that we reviewed here. So we did the Bell 206, the BO-105, which I will say the BO-105 did seem to have just a weird issue with either the optical flow or the gyro. We had a Black Hawk helicopter that was a different brand than RC Era. That one flew really good too. Was a little more quick. This one, I think from RC Era, is probably my favorite so far. I feel like they keep improving on their helicopters, and this thing is so good. just having the ability to come out to a park like this, or like I said, even in your backyard, you don't need really a ton of space to fly this. Super, super stable, really beginner friendly. You know, with the different speed modes and the stability and just the way that the controls are laid out here, flying more like a drone than anything else. Really, anyone can pick this up and have a really good time with it. So let's go ahead and bring her in for a landing here. Bring her back to our helipad. Put the speed back to 1. This does have a landing function as well, or a landing button, just like we had our takeoff button. So we're gonna go ahead, hit that. And make sure your battery is clipped in all the way, or that will happen. I'm really glad that didn't happen while we were out flying. So yeah, make sure your battery's clipped in all the way, or she'll pop out like that. But overall, outside of that little mishap at the end here, this thing is so good. I am super impressed with this thing. The ability to fly inverted is just an insane bonus, but also just a really cool thing to mess around with, and that was a ton of fun. So if you do pick up one of these, definitely try it out because it's just like flying it right side up. There's really no other trick to it. It makes it super easy, and it's kind of a really cool trick to show your friends. But the RC Era UH-1 Huey from Razordon gets a definite pass in my book. This thing is a ton of fun. I'm really impressed by it. Handled incredibly well, super, again, beginner friendly, and then of course coming in at a pretty budget friendly price point for everything that's included here. So that being said, if you want to check this out for yourself, I'll leave a link for it down in the description of this video. It is an affiliate link. If you do go ahead and pick it up through that link, it gets a little bit of a kickback to me. That's just no extra cost to you. Helps keep the channel going, things like that. Helps keep products like this coming so we can keep reviewing them and, you know, try them out so you know what to expect if you go ahead and pick this thing up for yourself. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, I'll leave that link down in the description. I'm Alex from Hangar 14 RC. We'll see you later.